Looks like we're live and ready to go. Hi,
That's
Carol.
good.
How's it going?
Great. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm pretty good, pretty good. I'm going to shut my phone off because I can hear everything we're saying. So happy National Adoption Shelter Day. Have you guys aware of this day? Do you guys usually do something for this day?
Yes, I certainly, this year, it's a whole lot different across the province for sure.
Yeah.
So, we're still wanting to let people know that even though we can't adopt out today, there's certainly going to be a lot of animals that when this is all said and done that are going to be looking for their forever homes.
That's good. That's good. So how are you guys dealing with all the COVID-19 restrictions right now at the shelter?
Certainly with, with direction of the government and the health officials, we did decide, we're in week 7 now, we did decide to close our centers and our clinics to the public.
Yeah.
To help slow the spread of the COVID virus. But we certainly wanted to reassure people that during this time, we do have our frontline staff in there every day, providing the same level of high care to our animals. They're getting lots of enrichment, so making sure that the animals are being kept healthy and happy.
Yeah.
So certainly we still need to make sure that we have that support in place so that we can continue to do this during these times.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because I'm sure other people have heard rumors that shelters were getting rid of animals so that is not true, right?
No, it's certainly not true. And, we invite people to go to the website, Ontario SPCA.ca.
Yeah.
They can look, there's lots of posts on there, there's lots of blogs, and also to follow us on our social media.
Yes.
We're doing the videos on our Facebook page to let people know their pets, lots of fun videos of the animals, the cats enjoying the bubbles, enjoying playing with paper and toys and getting lots of time out, and the dogs running and just being crazy and having lots of fun. So it's been great for the staff to be able to showcase what exactly is going on and let people know that the animals are being taken care of. And it is unfortunate, yes, there's rumors out there, and it's hard when people can't come into the center and actually see the animals, but we want to keep our staff, we want to keep the animals, and we certainly want to keep the public and our volunteers safe as well. Like last week, we did showcase our volunteers, you being one of them. We're very fortunate to have you as our photographer. And it was sad that our volunteers couldn't be with us, and they can't be with us right now, but we certainly couldn't do what we do without the help of our great volunteers as well. So, we wanted to thank you and all our volunteers for that.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm sure I speak for everybody. We just love it, right? It's the best. It's the best place to volunteer. It's the best. And you guys, your team is so great, and I personally love, going in every week and seeing everybody and catching up and spending some time with all the animals. Although it's hard not to bring everybody home with me, but
it certainly is. And
I know they're well taken care of, and that they're going to find awesome forever homes. So
absolutely. Yeah. And that's why we do want to reassure people that after this is all said and done, there certainly will be lots of animals that will be available for adoption, and we certainly will keep updating people as to what's going on.
Yeah. And so Instagram and Facebook on your page are the two places where they can see updates and what's going on at the shelter?
Absolutely. We're trying to make sure that we're keeping those posts up to date so that people see what's going on. And, I can certainly assure you that the animals are being very well taken care of.
Perfect. I'll put the links to both of those in the comments after we're done for
Certainly.
you guys. in light of everything that's going on, the SPCA had created a special fund to help the organizations. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Certainly. The Ontario SPCA and our affiliate humane societies across the province of Ontario came together with a fundraising initiative. It's the Urgent Animal Care Fund. And with that fund, certainly it's supporting the centers with the care of the animals that are now in our centers. And on top of that, we also invite people to contact our 310 SPCA number. If they're, finding themselves, whether they're falling on financial hardship or, have animals that might be ill that they're not able to access vet care for, we certainly have people at that number that can put them together with some local resources. We also have food available at the center as well. If people are in need, they can certainly either call the 310 number, and those dispatchers will get back to the centers, who will follow up with a phone call to let people know where they can access those resources. As well, if I'm sorry, now I've lost my train of thought. If people are finding that there is a circumstance of animal abuse, however, back earlier last year, that role changed over to the ministry. So if people are finding that there's cases of neglect or abuse, and then that certainly is a call that they need to make to the ministry. And that number is 1-833-9-ANIMAL, or it's 1-833-926-4625. And certainly if they're not sure, they can phone the 310 number and they will certainly be redirected to that number. During this time, we haven't had a lot of calls locally, about people wanting to bring in their animals because they're afraid they're going to get the virus or from the animal or something such as that. But we certainly have seen an increase of calls of people needing resources, such as food and things like that. So this fund will certainly enable us to take care of those situations. We've also had a couple of cases where animals in the center have had to have some medical needs. We had a cat that was pregnant who went into labor late in the evening and was having a lot of difficulties and had to be rushed to the vet. Sadly, she lost one of her kittens, but she was able to deliver the rest of them okay. But had we, we don't know when we're going to run into these sort of circumstances. And then we had another cat as well that had have a leg amputated. So, again, with this fund, we're able to provide those things.
Right. That's great. Yeah. And you mentioned that the fund is not just for the shelters, it's for anybody that needs
exactly
assistance, right?
Exactly.
Wonderful. Yeah.
No, certainly. Because again, there's a lot of people that are out of work, or they may find that they're themselves are sick during this time and they're not sure where to turn to. So
that's awesome.
Certainly be able to give them some of these resources.
Yeah, that's great. That's great that they have that available and that they decided to create that for not just for the shelters, but for everybody. If anybody's looking to either get some information on that fund or donate towards the fund, where's the best place to go?
Certainly, they can go to urgentanimalcarefund.ca.
Okay.
They can certainly phone the shelter or phone the 310 number. They can leave a message and somebody from the center will get back to them and we'll be able to facilitate a donation over the phone if that's which they prefer to do.
Right. Okay.
And they can also mail. They can mail into the center at it's SD&G OSPCA at 550 Boundary Road, and that's box 52 in Cornwall, and it's K6H5S3.
Perfect. I'll get all those details from you, and I can just put them in the comments for everybody after, so they can.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Awesome. That's so great. There's lots of information out there and lots of help for everybody. And it's great to see that people are coming together to help each other out. That's awesome.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Certainly need to take care of everybody at this time.
That's right. Yeah. Um, um, Along with, well, it's National Adoption Day, and I also wanted to talk a little bit about your existing program that you guys have for the adoption process. Once this all lifts a little bit, we're gonna, like you mentioned, there's gonna be a lot of animals looking for homes. So maybe we can talk about the existing program, and if people are interested right now, what they can do if they want to adopt and they're ready to go, or they're looking for some animals right now.
Certainly. The current animals are not posted on the website,
Okay.
again, because we cannot facilitate adoptions at this time. However, we do invite people to go to the website and check out the adoption program so that when the time comes, they're prepared. There's lots of information about being a new pet parent, and also some other resources if you have had pets before, but just to prepare maybe introducing a new one into the family.
Yep.
One of the programs that we use is our Meet Your Match program.
Okay.
And that program was adopted through the ASPCA. And what it does, it matches sort of your how your household is, what your expectations of having a dog or introducing a dog into your household may be, and matching those with dogs at the center. So when people arrive at the center, they're asked to fill out a one-page questionnaire. It asks questions about if you've had pets before, or if there's children in the home, or if there's other pets in the home, will your animal have to get along with those, or how much time your animal may have to spend alone, and things like those. And then the staff have already done a personality profiling, scientific profiling, behavior profiling with the pets at the center. And then they all have a score. With the Meet Your Match, there's green, orange, and purple. And in each one of those categories, there's 3 different categories as well. And it doesn't mean that if you come in and you fill out your form and your form says that you're a green, it doesn't mean that you can't adopt an orange animal. It just means it gives you a better expectation of what the animal may behave like when you get home. So if you score green and you adopt a purple animal, your purple animals tend to be a little bit more shy. So just so that you know that when you get home, this animal may not be as outgoing as as what you anticipated. So, and certainly we have found that there's a less return rate because people know a little bit more about those personalities before taking the animal home.
Right.
It also gives that time for the staff to have that talk and discussion, and certainly coming in, and having the person meet the animal and spend time with the animal and sort of have the discussion about the program and actually have them see that personality. It definitely gives a lot more information. That it's so important, and we certainly want the person to be happy. We want the animal to be happy, and we want to be able to provide as much information as possible.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, it sounds like it really is a great tool for you guys to help the animals find a home, and it's a great tool for us, the people that are interested in adopting, and that way, we're not disappointed, or it gives us a little bit of an idea of the personality. Like you said, when you get home, you're not, surprised by what the personality ends up being like. So that's wonderful. Now, is that something that people can also do online beforehand as well? And
absolutely. When they go to our website, on the page for adoptable animals, and again, even though there may not be pictures there at this time, you can certainly access the Meet Your Match page, which explains the program. And certainly you can take the survey at that time. You can print it off, and you can then, when the animals are posted, and any dogs that are over 6 months of age will have a color Puppies, that's a little bit of a different, it's puppyality,
Yeah.
but sort of along the same lines, but puppies are going to change, right? But it will give you a little bit of an idea. And then any cats that are 9 months of age and older are given a profile. So you can sort of, have an idea before you even come to the center.
Yeah.
So there's lots of things, lots of discussion points for you to have with an adoption counselor at the center. We're certainly always available for questions, and we're certainly always available afterwards as well as a resource. Because some of the behaviors that we see at the center might change a little bit when they go home.
Yeah, they get
so certainly oh, of course. So helping people through those. There's never sort of a time where people can't phone us for that information. So it was really exciting in the beginning when this program came out, actually, for the staff to do these assessments and actually be able to see the behaviors and be able to identify that, and to be able to share that with the adopters.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it sounds like it's very empowering, and it's, as a shelter worker, that you're actually, providing a wonderful service, and that those animals are actually going to be matched with a good match, because you've done the assessment and you're able to do the best that you can with great tools. It sounds like a wonderful program. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And it also gives us the tools to work with those animals that may need a little bit more time spent and some more enrichment than others. Especially with your purple animals, the ones that tend to be a little bit more in their shell. So identifying that and knowing that we need to work on some extra things with them, or your green dogs that may need a little bit more, a little bit more stringent daily activities, more of a structured activity, so that when they go home, they're starting to learn their basic commands and things like that. So to help the owners transition into that.
That's great. Yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Awesome. I'm going to have a look at the comments and see if there's any questions or anything.
Sure.
Now I can see that we have quite a few people live and that are watching. Does anybody have any questions for Carol about the Meet Your Match project or program that they have, or the emergency fund, or anything at all? You guys can go ahead and I can see your comments right now. If you guys have any questions later, you can still post them in the comments, and I'll go through them, and I'll email Carol and see what she can come up with. Let's see here. Don't see any comments yet. Okay, so that's good. Was there anything else that you wanted to share with everybody at this moment?
Again, just to reassure people that we are still answering our messages. We're answering our emails. We are answering messages on Messenger as well. Certainly if anybody has any questions, even though our doors are closed, we are reachable. We will certainly help them in whatever way that we can. And to keep an eye on social media and our website for any updates. And when we do reopen, again, we will have animals available for adoption. We are, in regards to, we're not taking any animals in at the moment. However, if they do call the 310 number and it is an urgent circumstance, we are looking at those case by case to be able to facilitate those as best we can.
Okay.
It's just that centers are limited for space.
Yeah.
But again, we will work through that. We don't want people to think that there are no options for animals that may have an urgent situation as well. So
Okay.
You know, and to also let people know all of our adopted animals, part of the adoption is that they are spayed or neutered. They are fully vaccinated.
Right.
They're all treated for fleas and worms. They're microchipped.
Yeah.
You know, so that is all part of the adoption fee. And yes, there is a fee to help offset some of the costs.
Of course, yeah.
You know, and sometimes we have an animal that may have had to have a very expensive surgery, or you know, like we were just talking about the gentleman that had to have his leg amputated. You know, but those adoption fees don't increase because of that. It just helps to offset some of those costs that we incur on a regular basis. So
That's great. No,
yeah.
that's good. Okay, perfect. Well, I don't see any other comments right now or questions. So I think it's a good place to maybe close out today. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming on and spending some time and sharing your knowledge. And hopefully we can do this again.
You know, I hope so. I think it certainly is a great venue for something like this, and a great venue. I think if it is something that's done, maybe people will start to ask questions, and
Yes.
you know, things that we can go through, and you know, and I'm certainly hoping and waiting that when we can have our volunteers come back as well, because we're missing everybody, and it's been fantastic, and I really appreciate you doing this. And
oh, very welcome. You know what? It made me get into clothes and put some makeup on. So
yeah, we've all been. I know I had one earlier as well, and we were just talking about that last week we had an unscheduled Facebook call, and it was like so it's nice to have a little bit of warning for these meetings anyway, but it's certainly a new way.
Yes, for sure.
You know, and I think
we're all learning.
Absolutely. But it's a nice way. We can't, you know, with social distancing, it's a nice way to sort of see some people and talk to some people. So
yeah, for sure. All right. Well, thanks again, Carol, and have a great day.
You too. Thank you. It's been my pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.